Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. We'll be reviewing the second IPL match between Chennai Super Kings and Delhi Capitals. A convincing win for Delhi by 7 wickets. Their openers just killed it. I have with me today my co-host Puneet. How are you doing, bro?
Good, bro. How are you?
I'm good. And the reason you're my co-host because we have one Chennai fan and one Delhi Capitals fan.
That's right.
Kumi, CSK fan, how are you doing?
Good, man. Good.
And a tough start, but it's a long season.
Yeah, man. Mostly, as I was saying offline, it's not how you start the season; it's how you end it. So,
how you end it, and Vinay over the moon. You can see his teeth. He's making a debut on Down the Track, looking sharp with his jacket, looking like Shah Rukh Khan. Vinay, you must be really happy with your with the start that your team made in this game.
Of course, last season was we finished second, but this season we're definitely going for the title.
You're going for the title, huh?
Yeah.
Your initial thoughts, especially with the batting, Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan. Prithvi Shaw back in form. That's a big positive for you guys.
Right.
You can actually see Prithvi Shaw actually changing his technique. The way he was getting out in Australia and stuff, going for those expensive drives and everything, leaving bat and pad gap. Like he's actually changed his technique, and that's what actually got him runs in the Ranji Trophy season as well. When we recently had the Vijay Hazare tournament, that's where he actually scored bulk of the runs and got his confidence back. Yes, he was a little iffy here and there, but saw like every ball he was trying to time it rather than actually going to hit it and spank it out of the ground. So that was really good to see. And Shikhar Dhawan continuing his form from last season, like. I don't know what happens to him in IPL when he plays for India. Somehow he gets out, but every IPL he's just scoring bulk of runs. So a really good start for Delhi Capitals, and let's see how the season goes.
Yeah, and I think Dhawan becomes more effective when you have Prithvi Shaw striking like that, 70 of 38 balls. It makes Dhawan's innings even more effective. Punter, you can take the stage, ask any questions to Vinay or Kumi as well about Chennai.
Sure. Firstly, I start with Delhi for the captaincy of Pant. Vinay, what was your thoughts about Pant's captaincy today?
To be honest, he was little being a debutant in IPL as a captain. He was still getting used to it, and then a little bit of inexperience shown in the middle overs when Raina and Moin Ali were going good, and he was continuing with the spinners back and forth. They were easily playing them around, and I thought they should have brought in Vokes or Karan or even Stoinis at that point, right, to maybe change the pace and stuff. So that was definitely one thing that I saw. And fielding-wise, Delhi definitely needs to buck up. A lot of fielders were, even the commentators were saying that you can't hide every fielder on the field, right? So that's something that Delhi definitely needs to work on. But overall, a decent start to the campaign. But hopefully.
My major shocker for Pant was Chris Wokes not bowling his quota.
Yes, that was definitely one shocker of the nation. He should have bowled. He maybe miscalculated. Not sure what happened exactly there. And definitely that's one point. And even the fourth over for Ashwin, even though he picked up a wicket, it was a false shot where he picked up the wicket. And I don't think that Ashwin deserved that fourth over at that point.
I think Mishra did. Mishra bowled much better than Ashwin did.
Mishra did, but that confidence that got built up by all those sixes and everything that came in the middle overs, I think they should have changed it up a little bit. That was just one blemish, I guess, overall on the win. But definitely, he's going to learn from all these experiences.
Yeah, for sure. Kumi, you were saying something?
Yeah. I was going to say, I think it's too early to read into Pant's captaincy, in my opinion. The only thing that I wasn't liking the best is whenever the camera panned to his face, there was a bit of seriousness. Usually you see Pant smiling and jovial. But you could just see that he's thinking like a captain, and wasn't the best for me to see, especially as an India team supporter, right? So I'm hoping that it doesn't change his nature, it doesn't change his flamboyance too much. But overall, I don't think it's too early to read too much into the captaincy.
True.
Like Kumi said, right? Like usually Rishabh Pant actually banters a lot behind the stumps, and we didn't hear a lot of
Nothing
that.
on the thumb mic today.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little too
And,
serious.
Yeah.
Punter,
CSK,
before you ask,
yeah.
but sorry, you're gonna ask before you ask Kumi about CSK. I just wanted to know about the positives. Kumi, Suresh Raina, Mr. IPL, your thoughts on his performance? He didn't play one season, but he's back.
He's back, man. What I was hoping to see him at number 3 spot, scored like so many runs there, and it's okay. It's too early. MS is experimenting the batting order a bit up and down. Uthappa versus Gaikwad, combination with Faf, like Rana coming in at 3, or Moin coming in at 3. So I know he's kind of just experimenting right now because I like MS. I like seeing MS doing these experiments up front in the season. But then once he gets the rhythm, then he's a man of keeping it simple, right? So positives there, and then also positives I think in Bravo, right? Like Makwi looking at DJ Bravo coming in and going those death overs. I must have brought him in early here and there. He has seen this, done that, been there, done that a lot of times. I'm not going to read too much into this game and his captaincy for now, but positives definitely, man. Good to see him coming back when he did that and he celebrated his half century. Definitely sent a couple of goosebumps my way for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Punter, sorry, you were asking.
So my major concern today from CSK was not captaincy, not batting, not bowling also. It was the fielding.
Fielding, yeah.
It was dropping those 3 catches.
Crucial. It was actually tough to, and it's funny when Santner dropped the catch. He's an excellent, phenomenal fielder, and I was listening to the dugout, and he made a good point. I think it was Graham Swan. He said Santner takes exceptional catches and drops like usually the easiest ones.
Yeah.
So it was tough to see that, and I think he could have changed the game here and there because I would have wanted Pant to bat longer because I wanted to see how, as a captain and taking the pressure and the chase, how he would have taken that, but. Yeah, no, Punter, you're right, man. The catch drops cost us dearly.
Yeah, for sure. And just with the batting, Kumi, Wankhede, we know is like a 200 plus pitch with the dew coming in as well, chasing. So do you think they were aggressive, but maybe losing too many wickets, that was the issue?
Yeah, he was, man. And, Faf getting out early and like just the ball doing a bit in the beginning, like shaping a bit. But 200, I think 200 was a par, like in my opinion, Wankhede. They were short by at least 20 runs, in my opinion.
See, if you see CSK's power play like breakout, first 6 overs, 33 runs. The next 8 overs, 103 runs, and then finishing up with another 50 odd runs in the last 4 overs. So they were batting really well in the middle overs, which actually got them the momentum. A few drop catches here and there. That's how the game goes. So that's all happened today.
Yeah,
and Sam Curran, Kumi finished it off really well. Sam Curran.
I was gonna say another positive for us is finding Sam Curran. Man, for CSK, here's the thing, right? Like the algorithm for MS has always been finding someone like an Albie Marco, lefty finisher, and that medium pacer that would swing the ball early on, and having an off spinner like Ash all the time in the back, right? So even in 2018, if you see when he won it, Harbhajan played a big role. He was taking crucial wickets, even though, right? So off spinner usually MS works a lot with. I'm hoping that downstream Moin Ali can be that. And just this unfortunate fact there is Moin Ali as one more import, right? So to find a balance between Berendorf or Engidi and Sam Curran and Moin Ali is going to be a trick for MS to really figure out.
Yeah, for sure. Punter, I wanted to ask you, even Vinay can answer this question as well, but Delhi Capital squad, their best bowlers were not playing today because of quarantine, Rabada and Nokia. But Shreyas Iyer is not there as well, but they have a lot of squad depth. So your thoughts on that, and do you think they actually have a really good chance of winning because of this squad depth?
I'll let Vinay answer that first.
Answer, baby.
So, Chris Wokes and Tom Curran definitely are really good additions.
Chris Wokes, especially with the new ball, man, getting into shape, brilliant bowling.
And he's pretty handy with the bat too. So down the order, if you actually saw the lineup for Delhi today, their batting lineup was all the way stacked to like 8, 9, like 9, 8 down is Ashwin for them, right? So if you actually see all that, like pretty stacked up lineup, and these are good all rounders that we have. So squad depth is definitely there. We did. I feel we Tom Curran can improve a little bit at this point. Like he was bowling those cutters, but he was bowling them too often, which was more predictable. So that's something that he could actually learn from this experience. But apart from that, yeah, really solid depth in terms of all the players, and we are sitting down Umesh and Nishant, right? Playing Umesh, who's a new young bowler, right? Bowling those crucial overs and picking those wickets up. So really amazing squad depth, and let's see where it goes.
Yeah, and Vinay Zuzu's asking, or actually Ashish is asking that his comment is there's no variation in this CSK pace bowling department. All pacers bowling 130 to 135. Only Bravo can mix the pace. Otherwise, you can play them easily. If you're set, you can play them easily. Any thoughts, Kumi?
Yeah, Kumi, just before you start on that, my major concern today was we saw in the first innings Chris Wokes getting the movement, but Deepak Char being a perfect swing bowler didn't get any movement in the start. So you can answer that and add this to it.
Yeah, man. Obviously, so when you cut down 10 to 15 to 20 kilometers per hour pace, then you expect the ball to move, right? So Deepak Chahar wasn't able to get that swing today. Here's the thing, man. I feel like Wankhede is always has been a tricky stadium for CSK, right? They always have trouble at Wankhede defending totals, or it was lucky that one of those years when Bravo played a cameo in the end and ended up chasing that 200 odd total. But Wankhede has always been like CSK's nemesis, in my opinion. I agree with Ashish's point. I think that's what I was hearing the dugout say. NGD coming in, maybe bringing in a bit more clicks might change the difference. But I go back to for MSD, the secret has always been over number 8 to over number 15. That's where he controls the game, and with Bravo coming in at the end and controlling and finishing that depth, right? So I think hopefully NGD coming back, and that might add a little bit more addition. But I'm curious to see Berendorf's addition because left arm, adding some more variation in the way he has just, I think that might create, some more. Over the years, Dougie Bollinger, if you guys remember, has been very effective for CSK. And I think Berendorf can be one of those additions.
Where do you guys think Dhoni should bat? It's kind of catch-22. He got a duck today, it's okay, but he has so many hitters around him. So will he have to float according to the situation, or how will he place his position in the batting lineup?
Yeah, good question, Musti. To be honest, man, when you have that much of finishing depth, I don't think it's too much of an issue. The issue always for MS is bowling department. CSK, let's not kid ourselves, right? They have batting power, but they have finishers, but they need bowling depth. And I think that's where and to Punter's point, fielding needs to improve significantly, especially when you have a bunch of experienced players. Let's put them as experienced players and not oldies. So there are some slow movers on the field, right? You gotta make sure that the good ones are supposed to catch the ball, right? Like Gaikwads and Sankler, these guys are supposed to take those catches.
Yeah, 100%. Punter, you can see the comments section?
Yeah, I can.
Can you read the question?
Question for you: if Delhi doesn't make it to the top 4, then will you shift support? Will you shift your support to CSK or SRH?
No. That's an internal joke and everything. No.
Internal, baby. Yeah.
Moving on.
But so one thing I did want to add to Kumi's point on CSK. So I felt they could have played Krishnapal Gautam for Deepak Chahar today.
Yeah, man, we were supposed to get him. They're not even playing him now. They bought him for 10 crores and they're not playing him.
I felt he should have played with Delhi having a lot of left-handers and him giving that off spin, and MSG would have literally used him really well. That's one thing I felt that should have been.
Vinay, in my opinion, the thing is, MS is thinking Moeen Ali is already there, so probably didn't want to just stack up too much. And I think Deepak Chahar, look, man, is just an off day for him. Deepak Chahar, he's quality, right? I think
he is quality.
He's quality, and I think he's gonna go a long way. Shardul Thakur, on the other hand, man, just taking one wicket and giving 50 runs is not bowling, right? So I think he needs to get better at bowling to the plan. I was watching the power play overs too. I think where CSK lack the trick is they set their, MS gives them where the field they want, and then they end up bowling, either a short ball where there's no fielder or giving too much width outside the off stump where you can just nudge. Shikhar was just nudging and getting the 4, or Shah was nudging and getting the 4, right?
Yeah.
And, they were giving half volleys outside the off stump just for Pritvhi Shaw to drive that ball and it was going to 4. So you could see the frustration on MS's face. Is like, you can tell me if you want to bowl a half volley, I'll just give you a sweeper to cover that boundary. Right? Why are you not bowling according to the plan? So I think a little bit things like this, MS needs to just work with the bowlers and just make sure that he's a bit proactive. But again, I don't want to read too much into this. I'm glad that Rana is back, Bravo is back, Zebu is back, everyone's together in the team, and I'm looking forward for CSK doing some damage downstream.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a couple more questions. Pandra, you want to take them?
So, Vinay, a question for you from Sushant. He says, since you're a spin bowler, where do you think Ashwin went wrong?
He didn't try too many variations today.
I think he tried extra variations today.
He was trying
to
Yeah, he bowled the Kedar Jadhav, he did the stop.
He was trying to play with the mind of the batsman, but it didn't work out at all. He was bowling too full. And
I think that was the major concern.
He was bowling too full, and he was easily getting swept for sixes today. So, and a little bit on the shorter side too. Like that first 6 that Raina got, he got actually confidence from that. He was struggling just a little bit to just get adjusted at the start, but that 6, I guess, gave him the momentum.
I think my opinion, man, is Ash, even he did this even in the championship final against Pakistan, right? Fakhar Zaman is batting. You need to get back to your off-spin basics.
Absolutely.
Genuine off-spin turn. Dude, Ash is genuinely, you have so much height. You can get that top bounce and turn. So even in that final, he missed that trick where he was trying to bowl too much into Fakhar Zaman's speed and he was just taking it. Same thing today. You have 2 lefties batting at you, Raina and Moeen, and you're trying to do so much of variations. Stick to your genuine off-spin turn. That's where Bhaji, I think, had a really good trick, even with Mumbai Indians and with CSK, where Bhaji stuck to his basics. He wouldn't do too much. He would stick to his genuine off-spin rhythm, and that's where he would trouble the lefty batsman, right? So I think that's where I agree with Ashish. I think he did too much.
Before we wrap up the show, Vinay, one more question about Avesh Khan. They backed him ahead of Ishant Sharma and Umesh Yadav. Your thoughts on that selection and the way he bowled?
He bowled a pretty decent line. He's been there and around since last year. Even last year and stuff, he got a few chances, and he bowls at decent pace. Of course, more pace than Umesh or Ishant at this point. But he's definitely one to watch out for. He's been doing well in the domestic season as well. So, he's putting in those strides. And if you actually see his rhythm, he's pretty natural and looking straight at the batsman. They did some close-ups and stuff, and pretty solid bowler from what I saw.
Yeah,
I have some comments to make though, both for Avesh as well as for Shaw. They need to get fitter now. This is international. This is just Premiership level, but you gotta once you make it to international level, you start playing 50-over games.
Yeah,
Shaw has to run those doubles, right? Once he puts those doubles in, not every wicket is gonna be belter like Mumbai. You're gonna start hitting CSK cracks. You're gonna start hitting slow cracks. Shaw needs to run those doubles. Kohli.
That's a very good point.
Scoring runs. Kohli's scoring all these runs over time because he's fit, right? He runs the runs. But Shaw, I don't know. I can't see him playing a 50-over match and run the doubles if the boundaries don't flow. Easy wicket. He just gives it. Same thing with Avesh, right? He's a good talent. I like Ponting backing up young talent, but I think he needs to get fitter and improve his fielding, in my opinion.
Yeah, we definitely saw him on the boundary line, not bending down and stopping that boundary and just running over it. That was not expected from a youngster.
at this level, you gotta push, right? You gotta be better.
Yeah.
I can answer Sushant's question.
Yeah.
He said
Zuzu.
CSK is, Zuzu's question. Yeah, I think here's the thing, right? I think MS was probably thinking because Shikhar was sweeping everything. He was sweeping even our fast bowlers because they were not fast. Let's call them medium fast bowlers, right? So I think when Shikhar is on song and he was sweeping so well, he didn't want to take the chance and give Jaddu another over. That's my thought process there, and that's probably why he didn't get more overs. But over time, I think once Jaddu starts slowing down and sticking wickets, you'll start seeing him play more effective role.
Yeah, and quickly, you guys, each one of you, your player of the match, who did you enjoy? Like, it doesn't have to be the actual man of the match, but who did you enjoy? A punter, you can go first.
Oh, definitely Shikhar Dhawan. The way he was playing today, especially, I think he got really excited after taking those 3 catches, and everything just came in together for him. Especially the first catch, I thought it almost popped out from his hands, but the way he held it, and then after that, wherever he was going, the ball was following him, and then the confidence comes into the batting, and then he just smashed everyone down the park.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. Vinay?
Shikhar Dhawan for sure, but I do want to give it to Prithvi Shaw as well.
You want to give it to him, huh? Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just so that because he got his confidence.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree because especially considering his form last year and then coming out like that, 72 of 38 balls. But 2 catches there as well that they dropped of him, so he'll need to work on that as well, right? Like his aerial shots and everything.
Exactly. Yes, he needs to improve for sure. But at the same point, he got his confidence back, which is more important for Delhi.
Yeah, and Kumi, for you?
Yeah, I'm going to show some yellow love here. Even though we lost, it's good to see Raina back.
Raina, yeah, I agree.
It's just something about Raina, man, and CSK. There's too much love there. So I think for me, Raina is my player of the match.
Yep, and just Ashish asking Sam Curran at 3, or would you stick with Moeen at 3?
Like I said, I think it's a bit early to be honest. MS needs to figure out his foreign player combo. My preference would be Faf and either Gaikwad or Uthappa. And 3 at Raina. Number 3 should be Raina in my opinion. Even though Raina came in at 4 today and scored a 50, my personal opinion is you can't take. He's probably one of the best 3s that you got there. So and then number 4 should be Radu in my opinion. Radu has consistently produced, so I don't think you should tinker too much with the top order. And once he figures out his international combo, then Moeen can stick in with MS in the middle order.
Yeah, for sure. But I think with that wraps up this game. Potter, sorry, you wanted to say something?
I just wanted to say, because since the past 2-3 years, I've seen Raidu opening with Watson and then Faf. He was performing so well. Getting him down doesn't make sense to me. But
I agree.
CSK.
I agree, Potter. And the thing is, he needs space on the ball, right? Like he's not an extravagant spin player where he's going to charge down the wicket and thank you for big sixes. I think using Raidu when pace is on the ball, I think it makes sense. So I would put, like I said, Raina and Raidu should be 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So one thing even the commentators mentioned, and this is something I agreed on too. Raina coming 2 down was probably because those early wickets, and Raina kind of struggles with the new ball as well as medium pace and stuff. So that might be one of the reasons why he was sent a little more down to get that confidence back. But definitely he should play up.
Now that he has the confidence, I think he can come back. But I think it was great. That's what I was gonna come. That's what I was gonna come to. Punter did a fantastic job as co-host. So if Sunrisers lose tomorrow, he'll be hosting the show because I don't want to come on and hear anything. But the greatest team in the IPL will be taking on the. Sorry.
I'm just asking Kumar, since he's talking about Baji, do you think Baji is going to play for KKR tomorrow and beat the shit out of KKR?
I don't know. I hope so. And I'm supporting KKR for tomorrow because.
What do you mean, man? You're from Hyderabad, bro. What do you mean?
I don't have SRFs in my top 4 mostly, unfortunately. KKR, I'm a big advocate of. I will wear the CSK jersey actually, but I'm a big advocate of young Indian players coming up, and Shubman Gill tomorrow. I'm backing him tomorrow. I think he's
Whoever
going to be a
Rajasthan, I think he's going through their attack.
I think Sunrisers Hyderabad should say Sunrisers Afghani Hyderabad because it's just like we have Rashid, Nabi, Mujib, everyone just in the middle there. So I'm interested to see what's the four going to be. Misty, who are your four that you call them for tomorrow?
Your four overseas players.
Four overseas players. Misty.
Because of the Chennai pitch, I'll go Warner, Kane Williamson, Nabi, and Rashid. But with form, they might go Bershka. But that's what I'll go with, just to get the balance in the team. And you saw last year as well when Holder came in instead of Bairstow, that balance with the all-rounder, it worked out. So I would go with that. But it doesn't matter, man. Top two, if Warner goes, I think he can finish the game by himself, him and Bairstow. I'm hoping for that, but it's a tricky game. I think KKR have explosive players as well. Morgan, Andre Russell, these guys are crazy T20 players. So, the only thing with KKR, I think they'd hope that their openers don't consume too many balls because their strike rate wasn't as good last season. So they'll just want to watch out on that. For Sunrisers, the flip. Their attack will be, their top order will be stronger. So it's a middle order versus top order kind of game in the batting.
My X Factor player tomorrow to watch out for is Chakrabarti from KKR. I think he's going to be a X Factor spinner tomorrow to watch out on the Chennai wicket.
Keep him in.
That's where Kane Williamson will be key, I think. But Vinay, क्या prediction है भैया कल का?
KKR all the way, man.
Man, what do you mean KKR? What do you mean, man? What do you mean? Please elaborate.
I feel KKR is a much stronger squad for tomorrow.
The top four कौन है last year?
See, form is temporary.
But a lot will
temporary. That's all.
but a lot will depend on Andre Russell. Do you think?
Yes and no. Definitely his explosive batting is something that KKR always looks out for. And giving those quick runs is something KKR will definitely look forward to. But I think they have the squad depth to take it. Like Russell is not the main player.
But see, I think so, man. I think if there's one person that has seen Rashid a lot is Russell, in my opinion. Over all the different T20 leagues, Russell has seen him a lot, and he has a strike rate of 170 against Rashid Khan. So I'm hoping that he comes through tomorrow. But Rashid Khan is a legend. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I think he has the so Russell has the highest strike rate in the IPL. So I think that's one to look out for. Punter, your thoughts on the game?
For me, the match is going to be between how KKR plays Rashid and how SRH plays Chakravarti and Sunil Narayan. That's going to be the game for me for the Chennai pitch. Definitely, Russell has a good chance to score, but I feel Rashid will get it. So I'll go for SRH.
Nice. I think it's going to be a close game as well. It can go either way. And these guys went into super over last season as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they stack up. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Any last thoughts?
Thank you for having me.
I just want to say, Vinay, sorry.
I was going to say, Musti, it's good to see Mumbai and Chennai actually not winning to start with the season. Because I think usually that keeps their brains thinking and they come back strong after that. So, but I'm excited for tomorrow's match, man. I'm with KKR for tomorrow.
But Ashish Singh KKR को बैगन में मिला देना है. Ashish के मुंह में घी शक्कर. I agree with that. And Vinay, thank you so much for joining me. What a debut, man! You killed it. Like really good points there. And thank you so much for joining us. But thank you so much for joining us. And Kumi, as usual, you killed it as well. Thank you so much for joining me. And Punter, great job. Yeah, it was great. My pleasure. Take care, guys. Enjoy tomorrow's game. Take care.
Take care. Yeah.
Bye.